Hello friends, welcome to Python programming. In this video, we'll be discussing about dictionary in Python application development. So dictionary is basically a way of representing data in Python programming. So or we can say that the way of storing data in Python application programming. So let's see what is a dictionary, how to create a dictionary and how to store data in a dictionary. So before that, let us understand what is data and how to store different kinds of data. So in Python programming, we can store different kinds of data. For example, if you want to store a name of the person, we can create a variable called name and we can store the value as, for example, John. And we can display the data variable by using print function, and when we execute the value we can able to see here the output will be John. The same way we can store different kinds of data. For example, if you want to store a set of names, for example collection of names, if you want to store, we can use list data structure. So if you want to create a list, for example names, I want to store multiple names, so we can create a list and we can store first name, then we can store next name, for example Raj. The third name is Grace. The fourth name is Victor. It's like this. So now this is an example for creating a collection of data. If you want to represent, we can print also. We can able to print by using print function. So these are the different ways we can represent data, right? So there are so many ways we can store data like this: simple data as well as collection of data. And we have another one more type of way of storing data in Python called dictionary. So let's start with the introduction. What is dictionary? So dictionary is basically a collection of data, but the way of representing data is different. Here we'll be using a key value pairs. So it's a kind of a dictionary which contains a word and meanings. So it's a combination of two items, like association of two items, pair of items, like key and value pairs. So all keys in dictionary must be unique, so that we can uniquely identify the data inside the dictionary collection. Here, the key and value pairs are actually separated by, there is a one separator we have to use called comma, and we have to use there is a syntax called curly braces we have to use, and we can able to access every data by using a square bracket. So this is actually the basic introduction about what is dictionary. Let us see one example how to create a dictionary. What's the structure of a dictionary? So for example, if you want to create a dictionary for storing contact details of a person, like this, if you want to store contact details of multiple persons, okay, so we can create a dictionary object like this, contacts, and you can write open brace inside first person name you can write, and followed by you can write the contact number of the person. So by separated by colon, and you have each and every item you have to separate by commas, and next item, so next followed by the next person name, next person contact number we can write. So this is the structure of a dictionary. So once we create a dictionary, we can use print statement to verify whether it is actually created or not. Now let us see one example how to create a dictionary. So for creating a dictionary, so for example, if you want to create a dictionary for storing a person details, like name of the person, age and location, so we can do it like this way. A person equal to a bracket. We have to use name as a key, and we can provide the value John, and one more key we can create age colon. We can provide the value. The second item you have to separate by comma. The next we'll be storing a location. So we can store like this, location colon, for example Coimbatore. So this way we have to create a dictionary structure. So this dictionary structure you can create horizontally or you can create vertically also. And if you want to print, if you want to see the structure of a dictionary, we can just print a function called print function, and you can display the data. So now when you execute here, you can notice that how the structure of the dictionary is getting stored, okay, how the data is getting stored. So in this way, we have to So we can store the data. So what is the advantage of dictionary is we can store multiple information about a particular object or particular person. We can store multiple information like name, age, location, like a collection of information we can store, and we can associate every data by using a key inside the dictionary, so that we can find the data by using the key. So this is a structure of how to create a dictionary. And this same program we can also write in a different way also. For example, this is horizontally we have written. So we can also write vertically. For example, here if you want to write in this way also, we can write the structure of a dictionary, right? So this is also same thing only. So both are actually exactly same. There is no difference. If you run the program, you'll be getting the output here also same output you'll be getting. Okay. So this is the way we can represent the data in a dictionary format. So now let's see how we can access the data from dictionary object. So as we discussed already, print function is to print the entire dictionary values. Already we discussed here, we have used print function, how to display all the data from the dictionary. So now we are going to see how to access individual values. So if you want to access the individual value of a value of particular dictionary, we can use, there are two ways. One way is, one of the ways here we can use the square bracket subscript operator we can use. Inside square bracket subscript operator, you have to pass the key value, so that we can able to get the value of the particular key. The next way of accessing data from dictionaries, we can use a get function. So inside get function also we have to pass the key value. Now let's see how to do that. So we'll take the same dictionary. So now here I want to access the name of the person. So we can use print function, and we can use the square bracket. So before using square bracket, you have to use the dictionary name. Here the dictionary name is person, right? So we have to use a dictionary name person square bracket. Inside we have to pass the key. So here key is name, so right. So when you execute, now you can able to see, we can able to see only the name of the person is displayed, right? Why? Because we are accessing the specific data by using a key inside the dictionary object, right? So this is about how to access dictionary data using square bracket. The same way we can also access the next data. For example, I want to access the location, so we can give the location as a key inside the print function. So this will print the location of the person. So just small mistake here, square bracket. Okay, right. So when we execute here, you can notice that it's printing John and Coimbatore, right? So and you can also here you can provide like some formatting string. Name is, if you want to display, name is equal to and location is equal to, so you can do the formatting, output formatting you can done. You can create like this location, right? So the output will be look like this. So then next, one more way is we can use get function we can use for accessing the data. So let's see how to use get function. The same program, the same you want to access the name and location. So you can modify this in another way called person. You can call this function person dot get of, inside you have to pass the key for the name. So key is name, and if you want to access location, you can call get of location. You can call. So when we execute now, both are giving a same output, right? So these are the two ways we can access the individual data from this dictionary object, by using a square bracket, that's called subscript operator, or we can use get function. Okay, so next we move on to the next. Let's see how to create a empty dictionary and how to store the data. So now we have seen how to store data, static data inside a dictionary. Suppose assume that you want to get input and you want to store the data in a dictionary object. So for that, let's see how to do that. We'll see one example how to create an empty dictionary. So to create empty dictionary, so to create empty dictionary, you have to just use the bracket. Okay, for example, I want to store the person details. So we can create a person equal to just empty bracket. So this will create a empty dictionary. Now I can store the data. So how many data you want to store, that you have to decide, and you can get the number of data. Number of data you can store it in the no variable. So you can create, for example, input, enter the number of data. So I'll be giving the input in number of data. Now using this, we can run a for loop. I in range of number, we can collect every data and we can store it in a variable. First we can collect the key. So key we can take by using input, enter the key. So now this will show enter the key, and we can type the key and we can store the value also. We can ask enter the value. So the value can be a string or it can be an integer. Okay. So enter the value. So now how to store the data in the dictionary object. So you just use the person object inside, pass the key equal to that value. So every item will be stored, and finally we can display, we can test the structure whether the data is stored or not. We can display by using print function. You can pass the dictionary value. So now when we execute, so it shows it's prompting the data. Enter the number of data. I want to store 3 data like name, age and location. So first key is name, so it will be stored, and the name is assume that Vmax, and the second key is age I want to create. So age I want to store as 30, and next one is location as a next key. So here I want to store the location as Chennai, right? So now look at this. After giving the input of all the keys and values, the dictionary is created, and we can see the structure of a dictionary here. Okay, so this way we can create empty dictionary and we can store data using a for loop, right? So this about this example is for storing the data dynamically by creating empty dictionary object. So next we move on to how to display all the keys and values. So dictionary contains keys and values, right? So how to take, for example, sometimes you want to take only keys, sometimes you want to take only values. So how we can do that? So for that we have a function called keys. Keys function will give a it will return all the keys from the dictionary. Values function returns all the values from the dictionary, and there is a one special method called items. This will return a list of items. So where item contains key value pairs. Okay, so let's see some of the examples how to use this keys functions. For example, let's take this example, person example. Will take, copy this. So I'll create a new code. Okay, so here I have 3 data, right? So now I want to access only the keys. So how to do that? We can able to call person dot keys function you have to call. So now when you execute this, we can able to see it will display a dictionary of keys. The format is look like a list format. You will be getting a list of keys. Okay, you will be getting a list of keys. You can run a for loop and you can iterate the key from this particular function. Okay, this particular function returns keys, right? So look at this. You can able to print the key one by one. You can able to print the key, right? So if you want to print the value, we can display the value also by using person. Just you pass the key inside the square bracket. So already we discussed how to access particular key value by using square bracket, right? Subscript operator. So the same way you can able to access the value also in this way. Okay, so now this will print both, right? Look at this, name John, age 30, location Coimbatore. How it is printing? By using keys function, we are iterating all the keys, and every key we are printing the value also. So value can be printed by this subscript operator. Okay, the same way we can able to access values also. Only values we can able to access. So if you want to access only values, let's see another example. So we can able to print only the values. Person dot values function you have to use. So when I use values function, it will print only the values. Now look at the structure here. It will print the list of values from dictionary object. It will print. So here also we can apply the for loop. Every value we can able to access like this, person dot values function and colon, and here you can able to print each and every value. Just I'll just run this program. So here you can see John 30 Coimbatore. So it will print the values from the dictionary. The same way, the next one more function is called items. Okay, so we can use items function to access the dictionary as a list of items, so that we can access key and value pair from every item, right? So now let us understand how to use what is actually items function. First we'll print items function, person dot items. So when we use items function, it will display list of items. In every item will be look like a tuple. You know, in Python there is another way of storing data is tuple is there. So you can use a tuple for storing a collection of data, like a list data structure. So here you will be getting a format called list of tuples. So here you can able to iterate this by using a, if you want to iterate for look at this, for every item there is two values, one is key and next one is value, right? So we need to create two variables here, key comma value in person dot items. So we can able to access both. So we can now we can print we can able to print key, then you can print some separator, we can print, then you can print value. So now look at this, how to access using items function. Also you can, we can able to access every item from the dictionary. We can able to iterate by two variables, key comma value in person item, so that key will be stored in this first variable, value will be stored in the second variable, so that we can able to access every data. So next we move on to the how to iterate the elements of a dictionary, right? So we can also access the dictionary values by using for loop, right? Just now we have discussed, right? So we can, there is a way of accessing all the elements of a dictionary, that's called iteration. Okay, we can iterate the elements of a dictionary by using a for loop. And I'll go to here and create a new code, and let us understand how to iterate the dictionary. Okay, so remember, when you iterate dictionary you will be getting a keys from the dictionary. Okay, so when you iterate for example, when you iterate like this, for key in person, by default you will get keys. Okay, value will not be given. Okay, so if you can just print it, this will print all the keys. Okay, so here you can see name, age, location. So it will print all the keys by using for loop. So this way we can do a iteration. Suppose if you want to print the values also, in one more way we can write this for loop is, you can access a key, then followed by we can display like this. We can access every data by using person square bracket, or in this way we can also use get function. You can also use get function. Inside you can pass this key. So when I use this get function, when I pass the key value, now look at this, it is printing key as well as value from the dictionary collection. So this way we can iterate the values inside the dictionary using for loop. So next is how to update values. That's called adding keys, replacing values, and how to update. Okay, there are two ways we can update the dictionary. One way is using square bracket. We can modify the value of a age or name or location of a particular person, or we can use update function. Okay, now let us understand how to update or replace values or adding new keys inside the dictionary. Okay, so now let us see, let us take one example code. For example, we'll take the same dictionary object here. We'll take the same dictionary object, and we can also write in horizontally also we can write. So if you want to reduce the lines of code, we can write it in a horizontal format also. Okay, all right. So now we have a dictionary like this. So I want to replace the age of a particular person. I want to replace the age. So we can do it by using a subscript operator. Okay. So for example, I want to replace age value as 45. Okay, I want replace. So for how to do that, you can use a person square bracket, which key I want to modify. The key is age, right? So we have to specify the key equal to and the value you have to update 45. So after this, if you print this entire dictionary, we can see the updations. Okay, the age value is updated. Here you can see the output. Here you can see that John age is 45 and the location is Coimbatore. Okay, got it. So now the age is updated as 45. The same way I want to modify the location also. So if you want to modify location, I want to replace the location as Chennai. Okay, so how to do that? Just you have to use person within bracket, within square bracket you have to give the key as location is equal to Chennai. So now this will change the value of this key. Okay, so what will happen is when I print this again, so now here you can notice that the location is now changed to Chennai. Previously it was Coimbatore. Okay, previously it was Coimbatore, right? So here also we can print so that we can see the initial value of person object. Initially the age is 30. After updation of 45, the it is changed to for age is 45 and the location is changed to Chennai. We have since we have replaced. Okay, so this is about how to replace the existing value of a key. Suppose assume that the key is not available. Okay, for example, I want to add a new key. Okay, the key is not available. Add new key I want to add. Okay, for example, this John is a male or female. One more information I want. Okay, so I want to add a new key called gender. Okay, so let's see how to add a new key called gender. So you can use a person within bracket gender equal to, you can give the value as male. Okay, so now what will happen when you print this this particular person dictionary? Now what will happen? It will update the dictionary with the new key. So now here you can see that name is John, age is 45, and we are getting location is Chennai, and we are getting this gender is male is added as a new key. Okay, so how it is working is when you use, now look at this, for replacing also we are using square bracket, and for adding also we are using square bracket, right? So how it is replacing and how it is adding new key. Okay, so first it will check for the key is available or not. If the key is available, it will replace the value. If the key is not available, it will add a new key. So that's how the background logic is happening. Okay, so this way we can replace or modify the dictionary. One more way of replacing is we can use, there is a function called update function. We can use the update function. So let us understand how to use update function by taking a different code. So I'll take the same dictionary. So let us see how to update using update function. Okay, so using update function also we can update. For example, if you want to change the age as 45, it is very simple. We can use update. Inside update function, we have to give a dictionary object. We have to give a dictionary object using bracket. You can give a key and you can give a new value. For example, 45. Okay. Now, when you do this, when you print this, after doing this, when you print, and let us print the original dictionary also. Now look at this both. The original dictionary is age is 30 and the updated dictionary is age is 45. Okay. So like this we can able to update using update function also. And one more thing, this update function you can update multiple items, multiple keys you can update. For example, I want to update multiple items. So for that what you can do is you can take this update function. For example, here again I want to change the age to 50 and I want to change the location to Chennai. So we can use the location to Chennai. Now I want to add a new key also. For example, I want to add a new key like a phone number. So I want to add a phone number for a particular person. For example, 9988. Okay, some number. Okay, so now look at this. We can use update function for replacing, for adding new keys at once. In one function we can do so many things we can perform, like when I execute and when you print after this updation, you can see the updated dictionary in the third output. So third line you can see the age is updated as 50, location is updated as Chennai, phone number is added as a new key, it is added. Okay, so this is about updation. So next we are move on to how to delete an element from dictionary. So for deleting element we have several options. Okay, suppose if you want to delete last key, last inserted key, if you want to delete, you can use pop item function. So this function you can use. If you want to delete specific element, you can use pop with the key, we can delete. And if you want to delete using subscript operator, if you want to delete, we can use del keyword. And if you want to delete all the items, we can use clear function. Okay, so let us understand how to delete this delete items from the dictionary. Okay, so I'll take the dictionary, the same dictionary I'll copy, and we'll explain, see that. So now let us understand how to delete some entries in this dictionary. For example, look at this. Here I have a age. I want to delete this age. So we can use person dot pop. We can specify the key. We have to specify the key. Okay. So this function is for delete age key. Okay. I want to delete the age key. Okay. So we can specifically use pop function and we can specifically use the key. So after this, when you print the dictionary, so here also just print. So now we can see the original dictionary object. The initially the dictionary contains 3 items: name, age, location, Coimbatore, and after deleting this age, we can see that it is removed, right? So this is the way we can able to delete. And one more way of deletion is we can also use person dot pop item. So pop item function we can use to delete last item, last key. Okay, to delete last key, we can use this pop item. Okay, so after deletion of pop item, now see that here the last item is location, right? So location key will be removed, and finally the dictionary contains only name as a key. Okay, so this is about how to delete a particular key and how to delete the last key. The same way we can also delete using del keyword. So we can use del keyword and we can able to access the particular data by particular key by using subscript operator age. Okay, so this is also another way of deleting the key. So now after deleting age, now you can see here the age key is removed, so age key is not available. So this way also we can delete. It's another way. Sometimes you want to delete the entire dictionary. Okay, to clear all the items, to delete all items, we can use clear function. Okay, to delete all items we can go for clear function, we can apply. So now let us understand what is clear function. Person dot clear. So when you use person dot clear, now look at this. You can compare after applying person dot clear, it will delete all the items from the dictionary, and you can see the empty dictionary only will be left. Okay, so these are the ways we can delete items from the dictionary object. So next also we can copy the dictionary from one dictionary to another dictionary. We can copy using copy function. So for example, here I have a dictionary object person. If I want to create an exact copy of this dictionary, we can use for example another object equal to person dot copy. So this copy function takes all the items from this previously existing dictionary and it will will create a new dictionary. So when you print this another object, we can see the exact same data. Okay. So now look at this. When I execute this, you can see the exact data is copied to the another dictionary object. Okay. So this is about copy function. Next we can use in operator. There is one operator called in. So in operator is used for searching a key inside a dictionary. So for example, here I have a person, name, details, name David, age 26, location Coimbatore, right? So here I have a key called age. I want to search this key is available or not. So we can use if key in person. So if key in person, it will return true. Okay, it will return a true or false. So in operator will check whether this key is available in dictionary or not. If it is available, it returns true, otherwise it returns false. So we can write some logic based on that. Okay, so we can say that it is found. Okay, yes, the key is available, so that we can able to display the value of age. Okay, so in that case we can do that in operator. So in operator is used to search a key in dictionary, right? And next, dictionary values can be a list also. For example, you want to store holidays in every month. Okay, we can create a dictionary like this, holidays. And January, we can create a list of holidays. For example, in January, some days we can represent as a holiday days. So we can take those days, for example, 13, 14, 15, 26. These are the holidays in January. So we can create list kind of value for the key. So this is key, okay, and this is value, right? So we can store values. The value can be a list, and we can store represent as a key. Okay, and when you print, you can see it's exactly like this. Here you can see the output. Okay, so here what you have to understand is the value can be a list data structure also. And we can also create a list of dictionary. For example, I want to store student information. So for example, student 1. Okay, so I want to store name of the student as Anish, and I want to store the CGPA. Okay, I want to store the CGPA of student. Okay, 8.6. Okay, so this is one student data. I want to store like this. I want to create 4 student data. Okay, 1 2 3 4. Okay, so here I want to modify this name, and this is Vmax, and this is Vmal. Assume that this is Vmal. Okay, and I want to update this CGPA 5.6, 7 point. Okay, so assume that. So this is a dictionary. Okay, now I have how many dictionary? I have 4 dictionary. I want to represent all the 4 in one object. So we can create a list. We can create a list of dictionaries. Okay, dictionary. So we can create a list uh, called students. Okay, we can create a list called students. Inside we can store every dictionary object: student 1, student 2, student 3, then student 4. Okay, so we can store like this. Okay, and we can able to iterate by using a for loop. We can able to iterate for each student in students. Okay, now this for loop is for taking every student from this list. Once you take the list, now it is dictionary, right? So we can run another for loop. Okay, and we can able to access every data. Okay, so we can able to access every data by using this, like for example, you want to access key. Okay, so we can able to access the key in student. Okay, so this will give a student, and we can able to print the key, and we can able to display the value of each student uh, like this. For example, person, student of key. So this will print the value also. Okay, now it will print everything. Look at this: name Anish 8.6, name John, CGPA is 5.6, and name Vmax, CGPA is 7.6, name Vimal, CGPA is 9.6. Okay, so like this we can create multiple dictionary, and we can store in a list data structure, and we can write by using 2 for loop: one for iterating this list, one for iterating this inner dictionary objects. Okay, we can able to access. So this way, this is actually how to store. You can also create a list of dictionaries. How to create a list of dictionary? For example, assume that you are given a question like this. Okay, given assume that there is a problem statement. Given the following dictionary called inventory, gold, and gold something. Okay, so and try to do the following. Okay, so we have to answer for these questions. Okay, so first what you have to do is we have to take this code. We can take this code, and we can create a dictionary object. So now the dictionary object is given in the question. Okay, so dictionary object is given in the question. Now try to do the following items. Add a key to the inventory called pocket. So I have a I want to create a new key. Okay, called pocket. So understand. Let us understand the question. add a new key to the inventory called pocket. So what we have to understand is there is an inventory dictionary is there. We have to add a new key, right? So I'm going to add new key, right? So first I'll take this question. So this is a question. So I'll copy this question. I'll entire question I'll copy and I'll put it in this notepad. So first question is add a new key, add a key to the inventory called pocket. So let us see how to do that. So inventory is the dictionary object, right? So we can take the inventory within bracket. We have to add a key called pocket. Okay. We have to give a value also, right? We have to give a, for example, if you want to add a key, we can add like this. We can add like this. Initially, we can add like this. So it will add a new key. So if you print this after this inventory, if you print, so now look at this, the new key is added. At the end, you can see a new key called pocket and currently it is empty. Okay. So now this pocket key, inside this pocket key, what we have to do is, as per the question, inside this pocket key, set the value of pocket to be a list consisting of these three values. Okay. So what you can do is, we can do the second question. So second question, second task is, I want to do this one. So second question, I want to add this these values. Okay. So how to set the value of pocket? Okay. Now again you have to call. So let us understand how to do this. Okay. So we have to use inventory. So inventory of pocket. So inventory of pocket is equal to list. You have to use a list, and inside list, first one is C shell, and next value is strange berry. So this one we can apply. Next value is this one. So next one is lint. Okay. So now after this, if you print this inventory, you can see the pocket is key is updated. The updated value you can see at the end. Okay. Pocket key is added, and that item is a list contains seashell, strangeberry. So there is a S is missing. So you'll get strangeberry. Okay, look at this, strangeberry and lint is added. Okay. So next we move to the next task. Sort the items in the list stored under the backpack key. Okay. So next question is, you have to sort the items in the list stored under the backpack key. Okay. So for that, first we have to access the backpack key by using inventory backpack, and you have to call, there is a function called sort. Okay. So when you call sort function, it will sort the list of items inside the backpack key. So how it is doing, it will find the backpack key and that will give the list of items, right? So this list of item will be sorted according to alphabetical order. Okay. So now after this, if we print this inventory, so now you can see the values inside this backpack is getting started sorted. Okay. Now look at this backpack. Previously it was xylophone was first item. Now it is actually pushed on to the last item. Okay. Because it is actually sorted. The items are sorted in ascending order, right? In alphabetical order. Okay. So this is third task we have completed. And next is remove the dagger from list of items stored under backpack key. Okay. In this particular dictionary. So the next task is remove dagger from the list of items stored under backpack key. Okay. So let us see how to remove it. Okay. First we have to access the backpack key. So now when you access backpack, you'll be getting this list, right? So from this list, I want to remove this dagger. Okay. I want to remove this dagger from this backpack list. Okay. So to remove item from the list, we can use a remove function, and which item to be removed, dagger to be removed, right? So we can call dagger, we can pass the dagger as a item name to be removed. Okay. So when you do this, this will be removed. Okay. So when I run the program, look at this. So here you can see the dagger item is already existing, and it was actually now it is actually removed from this next output. Okay, so here in this collection, now the dagger item is not available. Okay, so to remove dagger from the list inside backpack, first you have to find the backpack, then call remove that particular item. Okay, so then finally we are coming to the last item, last task called add 50 to the number stored under the gold key. Okay, so we have to add 50 to the number stored under the gold key. Okay, so this is the next task. Let's see. So first we have to access gold key. The gold key is 500. So now we have to add 50. So already existing is 500, so we have to add 50 more. So first we have to access the initial value. So initial value is gold key equal to, you have to add it. Okay, so first you have to access the initial value gold plus 50. Okay, now this will be updated and the inventory will be updated with 50. Okay, so when I print again, now you can see the gold previous value is 500 and it is added by 550. Okay, so to update any content of any value of a particular item, read the value and plus and new value. Okay, you can add a new value to that particular existing item. Okay, so this is about how to approach a problem is given when a question, when you take a problem, how to apply various various functions inside the dictionary object to manipulate the data. Okay, so that's all about dictionary topic. So in this video we have discussed about the basic, what is dictionary and how to create a dictionary and how to access data from dictionary and how to update the values and how to create empty dictionary object. And then we have discussed about how to access keys, values, and finally we discuss about how to delete the item from the dictionary objects. So thank you all.